So here comes a new year, and with it where you start to think about some New Year's resolutions. Well, today I'm going to tell you how to set them up so you're way more likely to stick to them and to actually achieve what you're aiming for. New Year's resolutions are basically just goals that we set at the beginning of the year. However, we are normally so bad at reaching goals because of how we set them. Of course, there's all the SMART goal stuff to make things more specific, measurable, accurate, realistic, and with a time frame. I'm not talking about that because that really isn't enough if setting the wrong type of goals. The big problem we have is setting outcome goals instead of behaviour goals. Now, does this sound like a familiar New Year's resolution? This year, I'm going to lose weight and get in shape. Now, this is destined to fail, as how much weight? And what does in shape actually look like? But let's say instead it was that you want to lose £30 this year. You may break that goal down and say, I'm going to lose £10 in the next 5 weeks. Now, this would be seen as a very smart goal. You've been specific about it, can measure against a time frame, and £2 a week is pretty realistic and healthy. However, this is a classic example of an outcome goal and where people go wrong. And it stops you reaching the ultimate bigger goal of £30 that you actually want. Because what happens when in 5 weeks you've only lost £5? Disappointment would ensue, motivation would wane, and you'd likely find it too hard. The goal is given up on, and you're nowhere really close to the £30 which you'd hoped for. It's this issue with outcome goals that sets many of us up for failure, and the reason is we don't have total control over these. We don't have full control over weight loss. All we are trying to do is influence it. Say even if you had lost the £10 in 5 weeks, at some point you'd get to a block where you won't make it. But because of this, people give up way too early. Instead, a better way is setting behaviour goals, that which you do have complete control over, with the idea that these would lead to the outcome goals. So let's say the goal is to lose £10 in 5 weeks. What behaviours will lead to that? Working out and eating healthy. So this is where the SMART aspect comes in, applied to the behaviour goals. So this may look like, I'm going to work out 3 times a week, every week, on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday. This is made even better if having a workout plan for each of those days, and even better if set at a specific time. For eating healthy, this may include cooking all evening meals that will include 2 different types of veg, and cooking extra to then have lunch for the next day. Even better is to have all calories and macros planned out. Now these goals you have complete control over. These are the things you can definitely do that will lead to the desired outcome. These are the focus of what you want to work towards. Then you can tweak these goals based on the relation to the outcome. So say you only lose the £5 in 5 weeks. Detach any emotional judgment to the number. Instead, use that to further guide the behaviour goals, to adjust the calorie level or portion sizes. Add another workout in. The motivation isn't lost as the goal is sticking to the behaviour, and this is what you should reward yourself for, just not with food in this instance. This happens over and over again with any goals people tend to have. Another example is people may say, I want to be rich. Well, how much is rich? Let's say £1 million. But even if saying the goal is to be a millionaire in the next 10 years, that's still not a good goal for the same reason, as it's focused on the outcome. A better goal or resolution would be that you're going to spend 1 hour in the evening between 8 and 9 PM Monday to Thursday and 2 hours on a Saturday and Sunday working on ideas and a side hustle to increase your income. Now, that may not sound like much. That's 8 hours a week working on a project, which works out as over a month worth of 12-hour days each year. Doing that for 10 years is over 4,000 hours of work. And that's not even basing it on the fact that as money is made, you can spend even more time working on it. And this can make a huge difference to your income over that time period, compared with if you just aimed for £1 million, found it too difficult as not getting there, and then giving up. Even if £1 million isn't reached, you'll still be way better off than if you just give it up early. So, when setting any New Year's resolution or goals in the future, focus on this adjustment. You still need to have those outcome goals which you don't have full control over, but is what you ultimately want. and then set all the behaviour goals which you do have control over and concentrate on achieving those goals. I've tried this myself and it's got me working out 5 days a week and looking the best I ever have. If you have got some goals set or New Year's resolutions, share it in the comments. Subscribe if you want more gems around navigating life, and check out some of these other videos.